Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I'm really glad you could be here with me tonight. I want to welcome you if you're here for the first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. It's really amazing to be a part of this wonderful Goldylocks Productions family. I want to say a special hello to all of you watching over there on Rumble. I hope, wherever you're watching from, you guys will at least say hello so that, we can communicate back and forth. I'm not going to ask you any hard questions or anything, but I just love to know who's out there watching. Hello, Joyce. Nice to see you here. Thank you so much to all of you who joined us this past Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. It was absolutely amazing. If you haven't joined us before for the Spiritual Message Circle, you should check it out next month. We do it twice a month on Saturdays. You will be glad that you did. Even if you don't get a reading for yourself, you're going to hear a message that really resonates deeply within you. So it's a win-win situation. And if you haven't already, I hope you will join our Goldylocks Productions group on Telegram. We share lots of great information on there. We communicate daily, and it's a great way for you to get important updates. So today is the last day. This is the last show of season 7. Tomorrow kicks off season 8 of Goldylocks Productions, and yay, Tiffany! And we could not be, more excited or more proud. I'm so grateful to be a part of this wonderful, amazing group of people. Hello, Stony. Nice to see you here. So this weekend in the U.S. is Labor Day. Monday is Labor Day, but we have a holiday weekend. A lot of people take off on Friday and they get a 4-day weekend. So this weekend I decided I'm going to have a sale from Friday until Monday. Everything will be posted on my personal Facebook page as well as my Facebook business page, Mystic Impressions. Now there's going to be some really great deals and some free stuff, so check that out. There's only 117 days until Christmas, so it's never too early to start shopping. Today is the 31st of August. Look at how quick this summer went by. Before you know it, it's going to be a Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And, this happens every year. We wait a lot of times because we're so busy. So this weekend we'll give you the opportunity to maybe purchase a couple of things that you may want, for someone for Christmas or some Christmas decorations for yourself. My newest card deck, the Transformation cards, this is what they look like. They're now available for pre-order. They will be released tomorrow, September 1st. I've posted them on Facebook, and they are available on my website as well, ruthsoltman.com. That's RUTH, S as in Sam, OLT, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy.com. Now, if you order from my website by midnight tonight and type in the code word CARDS, CARDS, you will get $5 off of your order. But it does expire at midnight, so if you want to take advantage of that $5 savings, you're going to have to do it by then. Hello, Kim and Anthony. So wonderful you could join us. Now, I do have a special guest tonight. So if you would like to make a tip or donation to the show, of course, it's always appreciated. It's never required or mandatory. You can do that via my Venmo at Ruth-Saltman, or Super Chat or Super Sticker on YouTube, or Rumble Rant on Rumble. Any Super Chats or Super Stickers will go to me and assist with production costs for the show. If you'd like to send a tip or donation to Sarah, who is my special guest, you can do that via her Venmo, and that would be at Golden Sunshine Healing 24. And to show our gratitude, if you donate $5 or more, you'll get a bit longer message and move to the front of the line, for the messages being given. It's just our way of saying thank you. So today is the last day of my wonderful, amazing summer guests, special guests. And I lined them up, quite a bit ahead and had them just to make it a little more fun during the summer. I know it gives other people an opportunity to get to see different show hosts that they, might not be aware of their shows. So, and it's always a lot of fun when, we have a guest. So many of you know her, Sarah Ingraffia, from her show Golden Sunshine Healing Hour on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Goldylocks Productions. But for those of you that don't know, Sarah is a spiritual intuitive, Usui Reiki Master, Oracle card reader, and gender reveal reader. Sarah loves being in nature and feels very connected spiritually with Mother Earth. She always has compassion and love for animals. As the years went by, Sarah always looked for natural products and lip balms that hydrated her lips, that she had a hard time finding a product that worked. Sarah felt guided to create Golden Sunshine Healing. Her all, excuse me, her all natural products are all made with love and infused with Reiki healing energy. It is her passion, and it makes her happy to help people. Sarah strives to provide goods and services for your highest and greatest good. She is committed to creating an all-natural product line for humans as well as pets. Sarah's son inspires her to create chemical-free items so he can grow up using natural products. Make sure you check out her websites as well. She has her Golden Sunshine Healing website, and she also is a Norwex, representative and pampered chef as well. So let's welcome Sarah to the show. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be with you again.
I'm excited too.
It's always so fun hanging out with our teammate or our group, or I don't know even what I'm trying to say here. Our team. There we go.
Yes. Amazing people, aren't they?
Yes, it is. Very grateful to be a part of all of you. So it's so fun.
So you have a newer, I guess, because I heard you announce it a little bit ago this summer, a newer product now, don't you?
Yeah, two of them actually. I have a dandelion healing salve that I created with the spring dandelions that come out. And because I know, you can even eat them. You can eat the whole part of the plant. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to take advantage of this, because I was actually going to make a tea out of it so that I could put that in my product line too. But I ended up being guided to do the dandelion healing salve. So I'm like, okay, we'll go this way. But yeah, I have those, and those are limited edition for right now. So if you are interested in that, I have that on my website. They're just 2-ounce tins for now. And I also created some citronella beeswax candles for the summertime, because we know those pesky mosquitoes like to bug us when we're trying to be outside.
They do.
So
that is awesome.
2 new products that are out. So you can find all of that on my website, goldensunshinehealing.com.
That is pretty sweet. So what's been going on with you this summer? You've been enjoying your summer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been quite interesting, actually. A lot of lessons, which I had one pop back up today that I thought that I have been working through it for the past month. And it actually popped back up today. And I'm like, what? Okay, because I try to change my mindset instead of, why is this happening to me, to what am I learning from this? I've tried to switch to that. And with the situation, I thought, okay, I thought I've learned a lesson from this already. Now, why is it coming back up again? And then I realized, I still have more healing work that needs to go with that. From reading your book, I learned that.
Well, that's awesome. So when it came up for you, was it like as a trigger? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's kind of like the healer part of me was like, oh my gosh, I have to reach out to them because they're really struggling, even though, what they have done towards me, and how it's made me feel. And so I was like, oh no. And so I kept telling myself, I'm like, no, this is like testing me, I think, because it's like, am I going to go back to that same situation and put myself back through that? Or am I going to stay here on the higher vibration and just send love and prayers for them? So that's what I chose to do, because I thought, and that's growth for me, because my old self would have been like, oh, let me jump in and help you again, and then be right back in this vicious cycle. So,
well, I'm proud of you. It's awesome.
And it's huge for me too that I've realized that, because, like I said before, I would have just, okay, let's go back.
Yeah, and when you're in that situation, you can't see it objectively.
Right.
You couldn't see it like from outside of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But after you're removed from it for a little bit, you kind of recognize it a little better, don't you?
Exactly. And it's like, I know I deserve in a friendship more than that, because I don't deserve to be felt like I'm being used, or that's not fair to anyone ever.
Right. You have to show people the way you want to be treated, and how much you value yourself is how much they're going to value you. Right.
Exactly.
I mean, they can't, well, you should never let anyone devalue you ever. But as long as we know our own worth, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
Exactly.
And I know that's hard for a lot of people, because a lot of people do care what other people think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I kind of think sometimes that it's something we outgrow as we get older. We realize all that doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I have a little bit of work to do on that, because sometimes I think that, like, I don't care, I'm gonna be me, and I don't care if if this person gets mad, that's something they need to work on, but some days it's a little bit more tough for me, and that's where I need to work a little bit more, and I realize that now. But and sometimes I catch myself like, oh, why am I worrying if they're going to get mad if I make a decision that's best for myself?
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes I think it scares people, because they see that you're growing and evolving, and it makes them realize how much they're not and how much they're probably afraid to. Yeah. So that's what, it triggers something in them, and then they react.
And it's so crazy that all my life, I've always had that question, in the back of my mind with everything that's happened throughout my life. Like, why wasn't I good enough, or this, or why wasn't I this? Why wasn't I that? And it's finally, I'm to the point of knowing, just like, and I keep saying this over and over, and I truly mean it though. And from reading your book, it really did help me so much to realize all this stuff, because it was just like, bing, finally, like the light bulb went off, like we always talk about, that maybe that one time you hear somebody say it after so many people saying it, and then that one time it's like, bing.
Yeah. That makes me so happy to hear that, Sarah. It really does.
I say it so many times, and I probably sound like a broken record, but I'm so grateful for those tools that you blessed us with. So,
well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that. Well, it looks like some more people are here. Let's say hello to Melissa Parks. Hi, Melissa. And Marsha. Hi, Marsha. Carol Ann. And Carol, your mama, Carol.
Woohoo.
I'm glad you could all be here tonight. It's awesome. So I know we had planned on doing some messages. Mm-hmm. Is there anything, you'd like to cover before that? Anything you had planned you would like to talk about, or?
I wanted to mention, like, with myself, I put off for years and years and years. I knew that I had healing work that I had to do, but sometimes, you feel that in yourself that you need to do that. You feel pulled to do this, or you do that. And we kind of just push things aside. Like, no, I'll get to it later. We put that on the back burner. And I'd done that for most of my life. And it kind of it came to the point that I felt, because the same patterns were happening over and over and over. And then I thought, I feel like I'm in a rerun. Like, what is going on here? And then, I started doing all the healing work on myself, and, and it's always a work in progress. There's always something, that's going to be needing to be worked on. But because, sometimes things, even though we do all this healing work, sometimes there's a little bit like, ooh, okay, now I need to work on this.
Like maybe some residual stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, left over.
And so I decided that it's time. And along with the push, I've gotten some loving pushes as well. And I'm very grateful for those because, sometimes when we have the sugar-coated people in our lives, and I'm meaning this with all due respect, but when people sugarcoat it with us, we need somebody that's going to be straight up with us and tell us how it is, because like, hey, get your butt and do the work, or do this. And because sometimes we need that extra push, to get us in the right direction. And so I started doing the self-work, and I actually started doing the tools from your book, your first book. And I can tell you that it has helped me so much. Like today, I wrote out the letters. I've begun that, and I read a couple of them today to release them finally, because I kept feeling, okay, I don't have time today because I have this to do, or I have this to do. And I'm like, you know what, today, because it's been doing that nagging feeling at me, like, you've got to read this, you've got to get this done so that you can,
right.
And so the new things can start flowing to you even more. So I started doing that earlier today. Oh my gosh, writing it was hard because you're getting all that out and you're putting those feelings in there, and I didn't leave anything out. And that's what you need to do. You need to put every bit of that emotion that they made you feel, or that situation made you feel. Put it all there, and then when you read it, give it your all, like as if you were saying it to that person, and just put it all out there. And I know, me too. And I actually went out and I sat out in my vehicle in the garage so that I had quiet space, because if I felt like I needed to yell the part or whatever, then I wasn't, poor Anthony or Austin, like, what the heck is wrong with Tommy? So I went out there and I was out there for a while, but I was reading the letters that I had wrote, and I was crying and I was getting mad, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not realize, because writing it out, I felt the stuff, but it's not like when you read it out loud to finally release. And I was like, oh my gosh. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, you are so welcome. I know there's something so different and so powerful about hearing you say the words out loud. It really, ooh.
And I never realized, I always thought that all my life that you had like healing work, it was kind of like, I don't know, like you just skim the top of the problem, and you're not really actually going down deep within yourself to dig that out, to actually, because some things, even like childhood, some of the stuff that I have is from childhood, and that's deep. I'm 41 now. That's 41 years of stuff, and that's a long time to hold on to something,
And sometimes it's things that happen that you don't even realize how they affected you because you were too young.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you start doing working on those issues.
And I always thought that you had to, well, not you, but like for myself, that I had to hurry up. Like if I needed to heal something, or I needed to get over something and release something, then I had to hurry up and do it. So it was just always like skimming the surface and never knowing that I had to go deeper to be able to actually get all of that out of there. And it's like, wow. It's just, and so my big message for everyone tonight is, if you get one thing out of this, the healing work, if you feel that urge to do something like that, in that nagging, that tugging at you all the time, it doesn't matter, not just necessarily healing work, but anything, you feel that tug, do it, because you're going to thank yourself in the end. It's worth it. Trust me.
It's like when you go to the doctor and you have all these symptoms and they just treat the symptoms, but they never figure out what is actually causing those symptoms. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. You can't just, try and put a Band-Aid on it. It's not going to help anything.
Exactly. So you helped me big time to realize that, with your book, that I don't have to rush. It's okay if it takes a year. It's okay if it takes 3 months. There's no time limit on your healing work. And I didn't realize that until, and I'm very grateful to find that out because, I was stressing myself out like, I thought I healed this, why does it keep coming up? It's, and I was getting aggravated with myself because then I started that, well, maybe I didn't do it right. Or what did I do wrong? That I'm like, stop it.
No, but Tiffany said healing is ongoing, like the Energizer Bunny. Ha ha ha. It's very true. I mean, we're going to be doing it, healing something probably for the rest of our life. Well, I'm really proud of you, Sarah. That is so amazing.
Thank you.
I'm really, 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 really very touched and grateful that exercise has helped you so much. I mean, I know it helped me. And I was that person that was yelling and screaming and crying as well. And then afterwards, it was like this humongous weight was lifted off of me. And then when I would think about the situation or the person, I felt completely different. I didn't have any of those negative feelings anymore or anything. Did you find the same thing for you?
Yeah. And I thought, I trusted that it was going to work. But I thought, am I really going to stop feeling like this resentment towards this person? And it really did. Like as soon as I say I released this, it was just, whoosh, and like you said, just a weight. I'm like, wow.
It's so funny though, because when I was writing it and I'm like, it just seems like it's too easy. It is very simple. It's hard work, but it's a very simple process and very simple and easy thing to do. But if you do it and you lie to yourself, and you really don't get to the root of your issues, it's not going to help you at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard sometimes to go inside and do that. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And I know the one that I've had the hardest time with, struggling up till now is, and it sounds silly, but for myself, forgiving myself for the, things that I've done too. I mean, none of us are perfect. So we've all done things, and it's like, okay. And working on that shadow work of yourself, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to go there, but it's needed because if you want to get free of all that junk, you have to go there. You have
That's very true. It's very true. And I think, in my personal opinion, it's harder for me to forgive myself for something than it is for me to forgive someone else.
Me too. Isn't that weird though? Because we're stuck with ourselves no matter what. But
that's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to say hi to a couple more people.
Oh no, you're fine.
Hello, Linnell and Richard. Richard is here. And Robin from Robin's Cosmic Soul Food is listening while she drives. Hello. Well, that's really exciting. Really makes me happy to hear that. You have no idea.
Aw, I'm glad.
It really does. Because, so far, like the books that I've written so far, they've guided me to put that exercise in each one of the books. They said you have to. I'm like, okay, but it's kind of repetitive, They're like, no, you have to. Okay.
And it's too, it just popped up when you said that about like what we just talked about a little bit ago with the light bulb. Maybe, it's not caught in the first book, like you're reading it,
right.
And then maybe, hey, you hear it the second or third or fourth book. Then it's like, wait a minute.
Maybe I'll try this. I think I've heard this before, but I can't remember where. Maybe sometimes when people read, they do just read very quickly and don't really grasp what they're reading.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a tickle in my throat.
Oh no.
Well, that's really awesome. And with all this energy that we've had this month, this has been a really good time for you to release stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
That probably made it even more powerful.
Oh yeah. I was just shocked at how much came out because I wrote, and I found myself even adding stuff to what I had already wrote down. Because I realized that I missed a little bit out of, what happened at that point. in that situation. And I found myself, adding more, and I'm like, wow, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or not, but this is what's coming out. So I guess it needs to go with this to help get rid of it. So.
And when you did that, did you handwrite the letters?
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, it's so much more powerful than like typing it out.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Because then I'm burping, so it's getting. But I feel like you take a little bit more time because you're actually having to write it out. So you're actually giving yourself more time to do that.
Yeah, and I think you release some kind of energy too when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. I was trying to decide, okay, now do I want to burn these now that I've released this, or should I keep them? And I don't know. What did you do when you got done with yours?
I burned them. I didn't want to hang on to that energy. Plus, what if, somewhere down the road someone came across it? Is it something you would want someone else to find and read?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my biggest thing was I thought, now that I got all this out, I don't want to hold on to it anymore. I just got to be rid of it. And then I haven't even thought about it anymore since then.
Oh, I love that. And, the other day we just had our tree split, so we had to cut up all the wood. So I got plenty of wood now. I can burn them. Woohoo!
Richard said he wrote the person's name, put it to his head, and then ripped the paper up. You could shred the paper too.
Yeah.
However you feel. Because, some people are going to have this stack like this. We're going to have a bonfire.
Yeah, I noticed that for the first one, it actually took me a good 2-3 months to actually write it. And I thought, gosh, I'm taking too long. But then I remembered there's no time limit on healing. So
there's not. It's all such a process we have to go through, because sometimes we're healing from loss. Sometimes we're healing from grief. Sometimes we're healing from, relationships or whatever it could be. And it takes as long as it takes. You can't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Some people are going to do it rather quickly, and other people it's going to take longer. That doesn't mean anybody's pain is more or less than the other person's.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how you work through things and what you're learning from the process.
Yeah.
Kim says, I had a different reaction when I wrote things too. I might burn things this weekend for Labor Day release. Oh, that's a great idea. Hello, Devin.
Hi. That's awesome.
It is.
Yay.
Yeah, because, and I think Saturday on the Spiritual Message Circle, at the end of the show, Tiffany asked each of us if we had a general message. And the message I have been getting for the last 2 weeks is let it go. We have to let go of all that stuff so that, the energy is it's not going to get stagnant for one thing around us. And we want to be able to move all this wonderful energy that's coming in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then with October coming up
I know. I'm excited about that. Although I don't know, parts of August just about kicked my butt, so we'll see how that goes.
I know, it's sitting there like, why am I crying right now? I'm watching something that's not even. I'm like, okay. So
well, you know how they say March comes in like a lion or goes out like a lamb, and then that's how the weather's going to be. Well, I feel like August this week has been like a hurricane, tornado, earthquake, volcanic eruption all rolled into one. It's been very powerful energy.
Mm-hmm.
When the first time I got up on Monday, I have been nauseous all week long. It goes all day until about 3-4 o'clock, and then it feels better. Mm-hmm. But I'm feeling a lot of energy, in my solar plexus, a lot, just like it's spinning around or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. Yeah, it has been extra intense. And it's so funny you mentioned that, because last week I thought it was just it went fast, but it was just intense. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is one of the most intense weeks I've had for a long time. And,
wow.
And when I would describe it, because I had a friend of mine ask me, how was your week? And I said, I really don't know how to describe it. It was wild. That's all I'm going to say.
It has been crazy. Kim said it's been a very emotional few days for her.
Aw.
Richard said healing from the thoughts you put on yourself.
Yes.
Kim said did take another load of stuff to Goodwill. That's great. Purging.
Ooh. Woo, yes.
And I think some of this, like a lot of the physical symptoms, I think is not only this energy that's coming in, but the stuff that we're purging out too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I know Melissa was talking about the sweating and purging things that way.
Yeah.
And I know some people have had, issues with vomiting, issues with different things I feel like that's all just part of this purging.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
purging is a good thing.
Yeah.
It might be a little rough while you're doing it, but afterwards it's amazing.
Heck yeah, it's like, woohoo, next level up, here we come.
Yes. And have you noticed every time, like, we start advancing a little higher, the world seems a little bit crazier.
It does.
I like the most bizarre things. Like, I saw a caption today of this poor little girl. She was like 1 year old, and she died because she was hit with a 4-inch piece of hail. It was 4 inches around. I've never seen anything like that before.
Wow.
It's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And it seems like so many are going out so fast. Like record numbers now. It's like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny as I scroll through Facebook, I'm like, wow, like this person and this person and this person. I'm like, geez.
I know. But do you notice too that a lot of people are going in like very bizarre ways? Mm-hmm. Like I was reading about somebody, and I think I read 2 different instances where someone was attacked by a pack of dogs. They weren't wild dogs though.
Huh.
I know. Wow. Kind of like, I've never heard of that happening before. I'm sure it has, but you're just hearing of like more weird, unusual. Maybe that's a good word, unusual.
Yeah. I read one today too, kind of like that. It blew my mind. And it said that this gentleman was in a coma because he was stung by bees so many times. And it was a day later and they were still pulling bees from inside of him. And
oh my gosh.
It said he got stung over 20,000 times. I'm like,
how can you be stung that many times?
What? That just blew me away. I couldn't imagine being stung that many times. Oh my goodness. I whimper at one.
That's horrible. Oh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh,
go ahead.
I was just going to say with Kim's comment there, of taking stuff and donating it to Goodwill. That's amazing to do. And sometimes it's hard to let go of things because it's like, well, I may read that like books just sitting on the shelf. I do this myself and I'm like, well, I got that book for a reason and I'm going to end up reading it. And then it's like 20 years later, like, okay, it's still collecting dust. Like,
right.
So it's good that you recognize that, that stuff had to go. That's great.
I used to watch these shows where people go from like a 2,000, 3,000 square foot house into a tiny home, and they'd have a hard time getting rid of their stuff. And they didn't want to give it up because they had memories. And what I used to tell my mom is, I said, just because you don't have the item does not mean you don't still have the memory, because you still have the memory. But one thing they recommended on there was getting a bunch of things together and taking pictures. And then you always have the picture to look at and remember, why that meant so much to you.
That's a good idea. I like that.
I know a lot of times people are very, very attached to physical items.
Yeah. And I think of it too, like, and I actually need to purge more of my stuff too. But I think, like if, say today's my last day on this earth plane, for those that have to go through my things,
Yeah.
So, and purging out more that, I know it's a weird way to think about it, but there's a lot of stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe it's time to.
Yeah. Take it from someone who had to go through like 70 years of stuff of my mom's. It's a good thing to do, Sarah. It's a good thing. When I saw the stuff I had to go through, I swear my kids will never go through that. Ever. Just unbelievable. Something like she couldn't throw stuff away. I mean, her house she didn't look like a hoarder. She had tons and tons and tons of knickknacks and stuff, but she saved like so much stuff. I might use that one day. Well, no, it just went in the trash after you were gone.
Oh.
It was just crazy. So, sometimes it would just make me laugh at the things I would find. But at the same time, they all had a meaning to her.
Right.
Because when I tried to get her to downsize one time, I'm like, well, why don't we, we could donate this. Oh, but so and so got me that, and they're just so wonderful. And okay, I just gave up after a while. There was just no talking her into getting rid of anything. And she did downsize when she moved from Michigan to Texas. However, not very much.
Oh, shoot.
But yeah, it's important not to let any of that stuff own you.
Right. Yeah, I used to have a collection because Mariah Carey has been my favorite singer all my life. And so I collected like every magazine cover I would see of her, I would buy it. It didn't matter, And so I had totes and totes of stuff, and I was of magazines, and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? Finally, I think it was it could have been the beginning of this year or the end of last year. I can't remember which, but I finally went through them. It was so funny. I finally threw most of them away. There's a couple that I kept that I knew would probably be like collectors some way down the road, but majority of them I threw away, and it felt so good afterwards. And I'm like, why did I hold on to this all the time? It just felt so good to,
Wow. There must have been like 20 years worth of stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she's been around a while.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Kim said, exactly. I don't need the large framed souvenir from 20 plus years ago. I did go from 2 houses to my 5th wheel. Wow. I bet that was a huge adjustment, Kim. So good for you.
Yay.
Good for you. Well, that is awesome.
And as she said that, I heard the song Moving Right Along. Oh, yay.
So do you have anything else you would like to talk about, or do you want to do some messages?
I have one more thing. I forgot. I wrote this down. I seen this quote today, and I thought it was perfect. It said, "No one can be as good at being you as you are. Celebrate the wonderful person you've become and continue to flourish, precious one." I
like that. That is beautiful.
It kind of goes along with what we're talking about today, too. So I was like, wow, I have to tell that tonight.
It's funny, like when we're kids and like kids first start making friends and they have that friend that they like, they want to be exactly like them. And you're always trying to tell the kids, no, you're your own unique individual. And then when they get to be teenagers, I mean, who knows? But you see a lot of kids nowadays that are very unique in the way they express themselves. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
Who wants to have like a whole, classroom full of kids who are exactly the same? How boring would that be?
Yeah. And I try to teach my son that too, because, he'll mention, well, so-and-so has this or so. And I said, yeah, but you're not them, are you? Well, no. I said, be you, be your unique self always. And he's like, okay, mommy. So I'm trying to teach him that.
That is awesome.
So that he doesn't have to grow up from the childhood, trauma stuff. He's already knows that who he is from the get-go,
Right.
So he grows up with that, I can't think of the word. The mindset. There we go.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I mean, imagine how different our life would have been. Well, I can't say that like nobody's ever said that to me. I've never been one of those, I want to be just like you people. When I was like, even when I was a teenager or a kid, I was probably the squarest teenager in my high school. I mean, seriously. Like I didn't follow anything anybody else did ever.
I didn't either. I was always myself, and I always wore what I wanted to wear. I didn't care about fashion.
See? You just said you always did what you wanted to do and you didn't care. That's the attitude you need to have all the time.
Yes.
Woohoo! I need to figure out where they had changed. I've done that before, like when I would think back, because, over the last several months, a lot of old memories have been coming up. Not like anything bad, but just remembering like something I may have done as a kid. And I would think, well, how come I don't do that anymore? And I'm like, well, I don't, and I try to figure out where that changed in my life and why it changed. You
Yeah.
know, did something happen to make you all of a sudden not like doing that anymore? You know,
Yeah.
I
That's a
mean,
good
maybe it
thing.
was something that somebody said to you totally innocently, even, but you took it a different way and that kind of changed how you felt about yourself. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, from like 6th grade all the way up to graduation, well, till I graduated, I had 3 girls that bullied me all the time. And, I didn't care because, I hung with just a couple select people and I trusted them and I knew they weren't going to stab me in the back.
Mhm.
And so I just stuck with them and I'm not going to mention it on here what they said, but it was, hanging around the same females. I'm sure you guys can imagine what they were calling me, but I just thought, you know what? I know I'm not. So
Yeah,
think what you want about me. I don't care.
right. Yeah. Because people are going to think what they want anyway.
Yes, you can
You know,
defend
so it
yourself
doesn't
all
matter.
you want. It doesn't matter because if somebody else has like this influence over people that, have at it.
Yeah, I know.
I know who I am. That's what matters.
Yep, that is right. That's always something that I think kind of always, I don't want to say if it bothered me or annoyed me, and kids would just blindly follow other kids. And I mean, they would walk off of a cliff if they did and not even, notice until they got to the bottom, you
Yeah.
know? And
And
I don't know if the reason it bothered me or whatever was because I was never like that, or if it's, I don't know why, but it's just crazy, crazy,
Austin's
crazy.
been playing. He plays Fortnite on PlayStation, and he actually came across a couple kids that are similar in age. The one's 8 and the other one's 9. But it's so funny because they'll be talking and like I'll mention a word. I like the other day we were talking and the one kid because Austin mentioned something. I said I'm aware of that, honey, and the kids that the 9-year-old, he says, well, what does that mean exactly? I'm aware because I hear people saying that all the time, but I don't understand what it means. And it made me feel so good that I could actually, explain. I know it sounds silly, but I was like, yay, it's like an innocent child,
Right.
that hasn't been like corrupted by the stuff going on in the school systems,
Yeah.
so, and I was just like, yay, and I was just happy that he found a child out there that's a good influence for him to talk to. So,
That is
and it just made
awesome.
me feel good that I could help,
Yeah,
give
that's
good
amazing.
insight.
Richard said he just wants out. He just wants outside to burn his forgiveness for his thoughts of the past.
Yay.
Nice.
Good job, Richard. Woohoo.
Yes.
So, but that's all I got.
Okay. Well, if anybody would like a message, drop it in the chat there. And we've still got about 15 minutes or so left, so we can get through several of those if you guys are ready. I know it takes a couple of minutes there because the little delay. I was thinking I was going to tell you something else, and I forgot what it was. I don't know.
Yeah, and I know there was one one kid that came on there, and he actually, when Austin, in the game killed him, he said "F you" to him, and I said, "Excuse me," and he's like, and he said, "Well, who's this girl?" And I said, "I'm Austin's mother," and he's like, "Oh," and his attitude changed, and I'm like, I told him that is not acceptable here. You do not talk to anybody like that. No.
Right. That is right. Good for you. Okay. Well, we've got a few people here that would love a message. Richard is first.
Okay. Whoops. My cards just went offline. Did you want to go first or do you want me to?
You can go ahead.
Okay. I'm using the Oracle of the Fairies today.
Ooh, pretty.
All right, Richard. Woo. And it's funny, I say your name and my lights flash. Woo, you're powerful, Richard. All right. So, the card I pulled for you is Abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have In fairyland and human land, there is enough abundance for everyone. Woohoo! And I've felt this for you for a while, Richard. But the abundance, allow the abundance that's going to be coming to you, because I keep seeing dollar signs and coming for you as you are becoming more and more in tune with yourself and your healing gifts. I feel like the more clientele is going to be coming to you, because people are going to be drawn to you for coming to you for healing. So be open for that. So I will leave that.
Beautiful. Richard, go for your dreams. And, only you know what those dreams are. And we create these dreams for ourselves. And they can change, they can change from over time. They can change because we have grown and expanded. And now we find something else that we want to, dream about and strive for. So don't feel bad for letting one dream go. That, if it wasn't something that was meant to be at the time, then of course it wasn't. But as you grow and change, you're going to notice that what you want grows and changes as well. So, just go for the dream, go for what it is you truly desire, because you will achieve it.
Oh.
Okay, we have Anthony next.
Okay. Anthony, I pulled Ask for Help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. And see right there, I don't know if you can see it, but here there's little feathers. So be aware of the signs that your angelic team are sending to you, Anthony, because they're trying to get your attention. So they're wanting you to pay attention to those signs that they keep putting out there for you. And they also want you to listen, because you're keeping too much going on in your head, and you're not allowing yourself to slow down and listen to the messages, because they want to communicate and they want you to ask for help. They want you to rely on them. And I had another one jump out too, moderation. Is there something you shouldn't be eating? Try to mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. And it's so funny because we just had this conversation recently. That's why I was giggling, because so what is it that you need to be changing, whether it's diet-wise or something that's going to help to healthier stuff that you're putting into your body that's going to help boost your immune system, and it's going to help you vitamins wise. I'm feeling like a little bit of more upping your vitamin C is what they're telling me. So add a little bit more of that into your diet. I will leave that with you.
Oh, awesome. Okay, Anthony, the card I pulled for you is Have Faith. And they're wanting you to have faith not only in yourself, in the people around you, in your spiritual self. Have faith that your angels and guides are always with you and helping you, but know that you do need to ask for their help. Just when you do, have faith that they will help you in every way they possibly can, because they will. But, is when you believe that and have faith, it just helps you on a completely different level. So never lose that faith. Carol.
I love how we flow, how the messages always flow together. I love that.
I know. It is pretty amazing.
All right, Mama Carol. All right, this flew right out of the deck. So find balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So they're reminding you, don't forget to take time and have fun. Add that playtime and let that inner child come out. It's time for you to enjoy having some fun. Don't get stuck in got to do this, got to do that, got to go, 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 go. They want you to slow down, allow yourself to take that time to nap. If you feel in the middle of the day, I'm just tired, rest. That's your sign. Your body is saying you need that. Honor that and do that. So when you feel like you need to go have some fun, do it. Do it. So what you're being guided to do, please allow yourself to do that. And they just are applauding you again on all the work that you have been doing with yourself, because you are ascending, and they are just so proud of you for the work that you've been doing. So continue doing that, because it's only going to grow and grow and grow. So I'll leave that with you.
And they're wanting you, Carol, to live life to the fullest. Have fun, celebrate, celebrate you. Just enjoy what you're doing, and don't do things that you don't enjoy. It's okay to say no. You know, you need to fulfill yourself and what you truly want. You know, don't give your energy to things that you don't want, but live your life for yourself. Do things that you enjoy, do things that bring you joy, and live life to the fullest. And I will leave that with you. And we have Linnell.
Linnell, beautiful Linnell. Ooh. You know, it's right away when I tune into Linnell, I just feel this sense of peace and just, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fulfillment. Like you're doing everything. You're fulfilling what your heart's desiring you to do. You're fulfilling what's making you happy. And they want you to continue doing that because it's raising your vibration. It's making you feel good. So keep doing that. And I also am feeling like, I'm not sure if you've considered doing maybe because I know you like to fix things, and you're so good at doing, like, for a better word, like handiwork, and doing that kind of stuff. Maybe starting like a channel yourself, maybe on YouTube, like a DIY kind of channel that helps people, because I think you could reach out and a lot of people could benefit from what you have to offer. So I know for myself, I would watch. Oh, there we go. Oh, I had two that jumped right up. All right, come together. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them is showing you that many hands make light work. Working as a team helps get the job done. So rely on your spiritual team to help you along these journeys and with these ideas, being creative with your creative ideas and bringing them forth. And also, if you need help with things, don't feel like it's a burden to ask someone for help. So don't be afraid to reach out so you can come together and get things done. And also ask for help. That's funny. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. So that's just a validation, and also looking for the signs as well. So I will leave that with you. Thank you.
Okay, Linnell, tune out distractions. And they just want you to stay focused on what you're doing and where you're going, because you're going in the right direction. Don't let anything, anything that might catch your eye off to the side. Don't let anything distract you from what you want to do, where you want to be, and where you want to go. So I hope that resonates with you, Linnell. Linnell says she does get creative. She's got to stay on track. Also, Richard and Anthony, I believe, had said, thank you very much for the messages.
You're welcome.
And Devin would like a message.
All right. Devin. Devin. I feel like you're a busy bee, Devin. I feel like you're go as well. And they want to remind you that it's okay to slow down sometimes and take a little time for you. Just the same when you feel like you need to take that nap, or you need to slow down, or you just need to maybe go sit by the lake and just enjoy watching the sunset. Take that time for yourself, because life can get too busy. So don't live life too fast is what they're saying. Slow it down a little bit and make sure you're taking you time, because you're important too. Oh, there we go. Flourish. The Lotus Flower Fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. So what is it that you need to learn from your past experiences? Allow yourself, just what we were talking about earlier, allow yourself to dig into those past experiences and heal those. And once you heal those experiences, you're going to flourish. So allow yourself to that healing work and allow yourself quiet time. So I will leave that with you. Thank you.
That was awesome. Devin, they want you to reevaluate your priorities. Figure out exactly what it is you want and what is most important to you. That's where you want to make sure you focus your energy. You can't be torn between doing this and doing that. You need to know exactly what you want so that you can put out that crystal clear intention and manifest it for yourself. If you need to make a mental list, a physical list, do whatever will help. But prioritize the things in your life that are most important to you and go to work on them from there. Robin says she has been getting messages about letting go. This month has been crazy for her. And she also said new energies are very high for her. Lots of synchronicities and messages from my higher source. Joyce and Robin would both like a message if we be quick. We'll do Joyce first.
Okay. All right, Joyce. As soon as I tune into you, I smell these beautiful scent of cookies, cooking, baking. So I'm not sure if you like to cook or if this is a loved one bringing this scent for me as like a memory for you. But I'm smelling cookies. So, or you're going to be baking cookies. I'm not sure. Believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the Northern Lights says, you are part of nature, so you are magical too. Woo! Believe in magic. Believe in yourself, Joyce. Do you believe in magic? It's what I keep hearing. So connecting with nature as well, because nature is a natural healer. So be sure you're allowing yourself time to go out and connect with nature and just sit there and relax and listen to the sounds of nature. And especially if you're having a rough day, just stop, go out, ground yourself with nature. Take your shoes off if you're able to. If it's winter where you're at, then don't do that. But unless you want to, but connect with nature and just allow that natural healer to take place and just allow that to seep into you. So I will leave that with you, Joyce. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Joyce, they want you to be decisive. I feel like you're being presented with a few different things in your life and you kind of need to make a decision. You're not sure what to do, but you need to figure out what decision is absolutely the very best one for you, not for everyone else in your life, but for you. You have to do what's best for your best and highest good. So you have to be very decisive in that. And you're very intuitive, so you definitely will know which direction you need to go. Don't be afraid to make a decision because you're important and you need to remember that. Okay. Then we have Robin.
Robin. All right, Robin. I'm hearing the song, I believe it's Elvis, Blue Suede Shoes. I'm not sure how to sing it, but I just keep hearing the name Blue Suede Shoes, Blue Suede Shoes. And I feel like it's your mother stepping forward, bringing this song to you.
I laughed at Robin's card. I'm sorry.
Oh.
You're going to love this.
And I pulled and just reminding yourself, Robin, to put on your dancing shoes and allow yourself just to let go and have fun and dance. Crank up that music and dance away and have fun. And I pulled Magical Gateway. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown. Yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. You've got this, Robin. The door is open and you have the key in your hand right there. They want you to take that key and run with it. You have had the key in your hand all along. It's time for you to step through the door into your new journey. So I will leave that with you.
Devin says thank you. And Joyce said,
You're
thank
welcome.
you, ladies. Wonderful messages fitting in my crazy world.
Aw,
Well, that's awesome.
you're welcome.
So it's just, you know, the cards that we draw never amaze. I mean, they always amaze me, but it's kind of like sometimes you pull a card and it's just that sense of awe at, you know, Robin, here's your card. Let go and enjoy. Let go, Robin. Let go of all those things that, you know, are weighing you down and holding you back. You have to let it go. And just when I saw that, I just busted out laughing because, I mean, Robin, you know this already. You've been talking about it all month. And I know a lot of her messages have been coming up like that. So it's time to do this. Let it go, Robin. You'll feel so much better. Then you won't have all this craziness, you know, around you. She said she was listening to Elvis today. I love music and dance. Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tiffany said, great message for Robin. Ha, 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 ha. It really was. Well, Sarah, it's been an hour already. Can you believe it?
I went by so fast. It was so fun.
I know. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed having you here. And I'm so grateful that you came back. And hopefully you'll be on the show again in the future.
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Is there any parting words you have real quick before we go?
I just thank you for having me. I'm very grateful and honored, and I wish much peace, love, and harmony to each and every one of you out there. Keep shining your beautiful, bright light because it's much needed, especially now.
That's very true. Well, I want to tell everyone here in the United States to have a great holiday weekend. Be safe, and see you guys back here next Wednesday. And don't forget to watch Sarah's show on Mondays. I'm not going to say this Monday because we're not sure yet because of the holiday, but her show airs on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you haven't seen it, you want to check that out. And I hope to see you guys back here next Wednesday. We'll already be a week into September, which is crazy. But you guys all have a great week. I love you all. Good night.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron.
Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.